Hello everyone, how are you all doing? This is your MC Pradyusha and welcome to the second episode of Chat with Pratt, Unwind and Unveil. Today we have with us a very special guest. She is someone who has created history by becoming the first Indian Australian woman to be holding the position of a deputy mayor. She is an immigration consultant and has helped countless immigrants to successfully navigate the complex path of immigration. She is a member of the State Emergency Services and has done so much for the community that she has been awarded the prestigious Strathfield Citizen of the Year Award in the year 2020. It's my greatest honor and pleasure to have with us today Karri Sandhya Reddy, also known as Sandy Reddy, the Deputy Mayor of Strathfield Council. Hello Sandy, how are you?
I'm good, Pratt. Thank you for inviting me today.
It's a great honor and pleasure to have you as a guest on Chat with Pratt. Thank you so much for accepting. So, let's get started. Are you excited?
I am.
Me too. So, I know that you're preparing for your upcoming elections, and in spite of that, you have taken time to be with me today. So, how is the preparation for that going?
First of all, I would have never missed Pratt with Chat, and thank you for inviting me. And preparations have already kicked in.
Yeah.
We are starting to rock.
Yeah.
And in the coming next 4 weeks, it will be very busy for us.
That's awesome, of course. Yeah, I'm sure. And I've also heard that you are the candidate for the Liberal Party this time. And that's hearty congratulations for that and all the best.
Thank you.
And let's get on with the questionnaire. My first question to you is, where were you born and raised, and how was your childhood? And any cheeky things to share with us? And also, were you like a school captain or, a college president, which has paved the path for you to become the deputy mayor?
I'm born and raised in Hyderabad.
Yeah.
I've done my schooling from Stanley Girls High School. I've done my graduation from St. Anne's Degree College. Mm-hmm. And I've done my master's from Hyderabad Central University, Gachibowli. Mm-hmm. So most of my life has been in Hyderabad. The only time I came out of Hyderabad is once I got married. And regarding me being a leader, I was never a leader, but I was the cheeky and naughty one who always got sent out of the class in my schooling days.
Okay. And I think you need that kind of naughtiness and, the cheekiness and resilience to, become something like this eventually, right?
Yes. So we used to play lots of games when we were younger.
Yeah.
Chess, carom board, marbles, anything we played, I always lost it. But I never left it. Like, I don't want to play anymore. No, I was very resilient. I would play again and again and again.
Yeah.
It never made me feel down, but if somebody cheated, I would never take it. So,
of course, yeah. And I'm sure that, that's resilience is very helpful for the position you are in right now. So, yeah, I'm sure perfect for you then. My next question to you is, tell us about your family. I'm sure our audience would be very keen to know about your personal life, like your husband, your kids, your parents. Tell us about them.
Both my parents are from Hyderabad too.
Yeah.
I've got married in 2005 to my husband, who's Karri Reddy. And my husband migrated to Australia in 1991. Mm-hmm. So he comes back and marries me in 2005 so that I can get a free visa. So I land up in Sydney. Okay. I have 2 boys. My elder one is Neil Reddy. He's 16 years old. And my younger one is Nikhil Reddy. He's 15 years old. Yeah.
Nice. And how about your parents? So they're back in Hyderabad, right?
Yeah.
And how often do you get to visit them?
So my mom was here for 6 months and she left in January. And I went in Feb to see them as well.
Yeah.
So almost a year.
That's nice.
Every year we try to catch up.
Yeah, that's nice. And I've also heard that your sons are chess champions. Tell us about it.
My younger son is a nationals champion. He's a 2017 under 8s national. He holds the title for under 8s. And my eldest son is a state champion. He won quite a bit of championships for his age group.
Nice. Champion sons, champion mama, champion dad, all champions in the family. That's awesome. Tell us about your hobbies, like, anything interesting that you would like to share with our audience, and how do you find the time and, everything to do or pursue your hobbies, and how do you do it?
When it comes to hobbies, I picked up the coolest sounding hobbies, and which are really cool and in thing, but they were never my hobbies. I was just picking things to tell to other people or to show off that, I do knitting, I do this, I do that. Nah, they never worked out.
Yeah.
So I picked up a lot of hobbies and they were not my hobbies, so I had to drop it.
Yeah.
My real hobby is spending time with my friends and cooking for them. So I really enjoy having friends, and they just need to sit on the bench top and talk to me, and I would cook a meal for them.
That's so awesome. I'm looking forward to being there sometime. Thank you. Tell us about your journey, of being an immigration consultant to being a, volunteer for the state emergency services, and then going on to be a deputy mayor of Strathfield Council.
It was a chain reaction. So immigration consultant is my bread and butter. I've studied in Australian National University, and then I got registered to be a migration consultant, and I was doing it as my profession. And one of the incidences, we realized that state emergency services needs lots of volunteers. So me and my husband, we both together joined 10 years ago, and we are still the volunteers in SES and doing all sorts of services. We got inspired and we started doing services apart from SES, like volunteering in the school, in the community groups outside, and which led me receiving the award of Strathfield Citizen of the Year as a recognition of my services.
Yeah.
And then it led to local residents coming up to me and asking, why don't you represent us in the council? And that's where my politics journey started.
That's so awesome. Obviously, right? Like somebody who is working for the community, who better can be, to be the deputy mayor. Tell us about the moment that gave you the inspiration and confidence to join Australian politics.
I wouldn't say it's like one thundering light came and everything changed. It was a step-by-step issues. I could see things where I could contribute, and I've realized I can represent people and I'm more approachable. And I've got a lot of, the main thing is the support from the community. It's them coming up to me and saying, why don't you be there? We want somebody like you to be there. And being a migrant woman and I felt it was an honor that people are giving it to me and I need to step up.
That's awesome. And coming to the, immigrant background, what value does it add to your position right now?
Probably an extra responsibility, because I don't represent myself. People do look for me as a community leader. And I represent a lot of people, a lot of Indians, maybe women, any migrants. So what I bring to the plate is I'm not seeking what politics can give me, how much I can earn, but I need to show them the real values, being honest to ourselves, and we are here to give, not to take. That's all.
Love that answer. Yeah. Absolutely. Coming to, the differences in, because we come from an immigrant background, there might be a lot of differences in the way you think and the way you respond to situations and the ways of working. And because of, our authenticity, our cultural backgrounds and everything. So how do you deal with them?
It's not always easy to really give a quick reaction. Sometimes, some scenarios, we need to take a pause, understand the scenario and the situation. What is all the data I have pre-existing or opinions before whatever I stored, I cannot make a decision or make those memories as base for my statements. Mm-hmm. So that's what the major thing I've learned. Mm-hmm. And I need to be impartial and open to learning things or knowing new facts and changing my opinion based on the facts.
Nice, of course. And we have politics in India, right? And then we have politics in the US and various other countries. So what is the striking difference between, majorly, I would say, like the politics in India and Australia?
I would say in Australian politics, you can't come to politics to become rich and famous because you don't.
Yeah.
The famous you get, the more accountable you are. And becoming rich, the system is very transparent.
Yeah.
Whereas comparative to India, you can be airdropped from anywhere.
Yeah.
Because your uncle is a minister, you get to get the free seat and then you get to run for the election.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. But whereas here, the party does not look for your background.
Yeah.
They look for your background on your ability,
yeah.
Not who's your father or not who's your sibling and stuff. Yeah. So you have to prove yourself to yourself and you have to prove it to the party. And once you get endorsed, you have to tell who you are to all the residents, convince them to vote for you.
Yeah.
So there's no shortcuts for experience. So you have to go step by step.
Absolutely. And I think you are a perfect example of whatever you have said right now. From where you started to where you are right now, such a role model, I would say. So, politics as a career is very challenging, specifically for somebody who has migrated to this country, from another country. And how do you deal with situations where you are affected emotionally?
It's a very tricky question because there are many times issues come forward.
Yeah.
Where you'll be in middle of the way, where you have your motherland, which is India, and where you have your current motherland, which is Australia. So Janma Bhoomi and Karma Bhoomi. So you will be struggling when any contradictory issues come. Making sure that we have facts right, and we don't need to get aggressive.
Yeah.
And if you are right, have the courage to stand up and tell the people what the real facts are, rather than just picking up a fight, because I do have a responsibility towards Australia, and I do have a responsibility towards India. But because I live here, I'm a citizen of Australia right now.
Absolutely.
So my first loyalty would go to Australia.
Yeah, that reminds me of something funny. Like, in my job, when I was just starting off my previous role, one of my managers asked me, like, what's your favorite sport and which team do you support? And then me being Indian, I was like, it's cricket. And my favorite team is Team India and also Australia. Then he was like, you got to choose one. And then I was like, I can't, because, it's my Janma Bhoomi and it's my Karma Bhoomi. I'm here now. So if Australia is playing, I would support Australia, right? And my next question to you is, if someone wants to join state emergency services as a volunteer, how do they start off? Like, I would say I would like to know, like, how you started off with the state emergency services, and if somebody wants to register themselves to be a volunteer, how can they do that?
We had a little flood zoning in our area. We ended up calling state emergency services. We never got a response for 2 hours, and then I had to hang up the phone.
Okay.
And that's when we started researching, like, who they are, what they are, why didn't people respond to us. That's when we came to know that it's a 100% volunteer organization run by the state government. So then we like, okay, probably they don't have enough members in Strathfield, so let's go and join. And that's where my journey started. Awesome. I've met some wonderful people, got so many trainings, and have had so many wonderful experiences as well. If somebody wants to join, the minimum age to join is 16 years. Now, they will come under minus, but they can still join. And if adults want to join, there is no age limit. Whatever capacity or ability you have, there is job for everybody to do in SES. If somebody is immobile, they can still be working in SES. Rather than working with a chainsaw, you'll be handling all the files.
Yeah.
So there is no age limit, there is no ability. They don't need anything special. They can train you in whatever is your interest.
Yeah.
So go online, check for the next induction dates, and fill up a one-page form and just show up on the induction date. That's
awesome. I'm sure most of us don't know about it, or don't know how to go and register yourself. I think thanks for that information, I would say, and I'm sure that would inspire a lot of us to go and register ourselves. Of course, why, when you can be useful to the community, why not, right?
Yes.
Do your part. We even just going there for a day to, serve some people.
Few hours is also good.
Make some food for somebody. Yeah, of course. Thank you. What would be your advice to someone who wants to start a career in politics in Australia?
First, make sure your thoughts are everything is aligned.
Yeah.
Don't choose a party which is available to you. Choose a party which aligns with your thoughts, so that the relation can be longer.
Yeah.
And once you join the party, make sure you don't think what's the party is going to give, or what's the position is going to give.
Yeah.
What I can offer to them. If you have that mentality, it's easy for you to grow. Rather than expecting, okay, can you guys endorse me to be a state candidate? Can you endorse me this? Can I get this? Now it's a reverse. It will work always reverse way. What you can do, and do not worry that you won't be acknowledged in millions of people. No, you do. Everybody watches everyone. If not the party, the community watches you, and they'll definitely acknowledge you for your commitment and service.
Yeah. And to summarize that, you've got to be transparent enough and clean enough with clean thoughts to, be in Australian politics, right? Absolutely. All right. Moving on to the next question, you are an immigration consultant, you are the deputy mayor, you are a mother, you're a wife, you're a daughter. How do you balance all of this? And how do you do it?
I wouldn't say it's all me who's doing it. It's my family and friends, like you.
Oh, thank you.
Acknowledging what I do and supporting me throughout my journey. And my family and friends play a very major role into it. Sometimes I'm really not up to what I'm doing, but there is one tap of the shoulder saying that don't worry, you can do it, or my kids may be bringing a glass of water and just asking me, are you all right? And it does make a difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Family.
You fix the family up, you'll get the strength and courage to do your other jobs.
Absolutely. Family is the backbone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And my last question to you, it's not a question I would say, but congratulations firstly on being, selected to be the candidate for the Liberal Party for Strathfield Council in the upcoming elections, which are on like September 14th, right? So how is the preparation for that going? And is there anything you want to convey to our audience in that regard?
Our Liberal team has been endorsed last week.
Yeah.
And we already had an online launch, and now we are starting to campaign. We would like all the residents, all the friends to come and give us their support, and their advice is taken and help us build a better community.
That's a wonderful answer, I would say. Short and crisp, let us build a wonderful community, right? And I would urge all the people to show all your love to our beloved Sandhya Reddy, to build a wonderful community. And that was my last question. You are so amazing, so inspiring, okay, for any person, not just politics, I would say, somebody who wants to come forward to do some community service, somebody who has great aspirations, being an immigrant from another country. You're a great inspiration, I would say. Thank you so much. And moving on to the next segment, okay, you are on fire. And one word or expression that comes to your mind when I say these words or phrases. Yeah, let's get started. Women.
Beautiful.
Friends.
Forever.
Family.
Love.
Home.
Sydney.
Food.
Biryani.
Nice. Drink.
Scotch.
Yum. Holiday.
Fiji.
Nice. Guilty pleasure.
Midnight brownie.
Don't look like. Strength.
My husband.
Awesome. Weakness.
Kids.
Oh, of course. I'm always game for.
Cards.
I want to get over.
Elections.
Okay. I'm sure you can't wait for them to get over. I'm always a sucker for.
Friendship.
Friends forever, yeah. And something that you want to declare, like dash, period.
Do not disturb me.
Nice. And cheers to
Prats.
Thank you. And your mantra?
Eat, drink, sleep.
Nice. And chat with Pratt?
Always.
Thank you. And politics?
Not always.
Yeah. And Sydney?
Sydney. Home.
Of course. And lastly, Hyderabad?
Memories.
Oh, love Hyderabad, right? Always. Thank you so much, Sandy, for acing that round. You did so well. And just because you did so well, there's this mug which I put in front of you. It's empty. And I wanted to gift you this Chat with Pratt mug for being an amazing guest on Chat with Pratt and giving me this privilege.
Thanks,
it's a great
Pratt.
honor. Thank you so much.
Every time I have my coffee, I'll be remembering you.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So viewers, I hope you all enjoyed the second episode of Chat with Pratt, Unwind and Unveil. Please like, share and subscribe to Chat with Pratt. Also, people living in Strathfield, don't forget to support our beloved Sandy. I will see you all in the next episode of Chat with Pratt. Until then, you take good care of yourselves. This is your MC Pratyusha. Bye.